Welcome to a new maths tutorial, and our learning objective today is all problem solving. I know some of you can get into a real quandary when it comes to problem solving, but we're going to take some advice from Greg here, and we're going to be relaxed and think positively about how we can solve problems. As with all of our tutorials, we're going to start by warming up our brains. Here's 5 questions for you to have a go at. Pause the video and come back and see how well you did. Question 1. What is 25 multiplied by 6? Well, you could use short multiplication to find out the answer, or you know that 25 4 times is 100, so 6 times it's 150. What is 12 divided by 2? That's a nice easy one. 6 times 2 is equal to 12. Question 3. The answer is 600. Question 4. Add together 800 and 120. Well, when I'm adding mentally, I would always start with my largest place value, so I add the hundreds and then add on the tens and ones. Question 5 is a time one. Write the time in words and in digital format. The minute hand is pointing to 8, so it's 20 minutes to the next hour, and the next hour is 3. We write this in digital time, 2:40. Now we're ready to learn. Greg says it's time to hunt for clues and apply what we know. Let's solve some word problems. Step 1 in solving any word problem is actually to read the problem carefully and look for clues. This school has arranged for pupils to go on a day trip today. Lucky them. Some pupils will visit Bolton Towers and others will visit Adventure Park. Use the picture clues and information to calculate how many people are going on a trip today. Well, I can see buses and I can see placards telling me how many people go on each bus. I suggest that we use the RICE strategy to solve our word problems. I like food and I like being relaxed when I'm solving problems, so this is just the ticket. RICE. Read and record the problem. Illustrate your thinking. That means just draw it out. Compute. Well, that means calculate. Do all of the calculations you need carefully. And in the end, explain your thinking. Go back over what you've done and check, does it make sense? Let's go back to our problem. Well, we're going to read the problem again and try and work out what's the important information. Where are the clues? Well, we know some pupils will visit Bolton Towers and others will go to the Adventure Park. And there, in our picture, we have extra clues. Let's apply RICE. 3 buses going to Bolton Towers and 56 people go on each of the buses. So that's me reading the question and understanding the information. Now, can I illustrate that? The bar model here shows us 56 3 times. So now it's time for me to calculate. I can write 56 multiplied by 3. As per normal, when I multiply, I'll start with the ones. So 3 times 6 is 18. I need to exchange. And now I move on to the next digit. 5 tens times 3 is 15 tens. But I need to remember to add on that one I've already exchanged. So 16. And I pop my 100 up here because I'm finished multiplying. The total number of people visiting Bolton Towers is 168. We're not finished with the problem though. There were also 4 buses going to Adventure Park and 60 people fit on each bus. I'm going to illustrate this using a bar model again. Now I can multiply. 60 times 4. Starting with my ones, 0 times 4 is 0. 6 times 4 is 24, so I need to exchange. I'm finished multiplying, so I'll pop the 200s into my answer. The total number of people visiting Adventure Park is 240. I've not yet answered the question. How many people are going on a trip all together today? I know that 168 people are going to Bolton Towers. I know that 240 are going to Adventure Park. So I need to add those together. So we found out 408 people are going on a trip today. Lucky them. Here's another problem. This time I'd like you to apply RICE to see if you can work out the solution. Pause the video and have a think. Okay, read and record the problem, illustrate, compute and explain. Well, reading the problem, there are 9 coaches. 4 of them are going to the Adventure Park and 60 people fit on each coach. 5 coaches are going to Bolton Towers and 56 people fit on each coach. How many people altogether are going on the trip? Now it's time to illustrate. We can see that there are 4 coaches with 56 people and we can see that there are 5 coaches with 60 people. So we have 2 calculations. Let's get busy. 56 times 4. Well, we'll start with the ones. 6 4s are 24, so we have 2 tens to exchange and put 4 in our ones. Now 4 times 5 is 20, but we need to remember to add on the 2 exchanged already. So we've got 22. We're finished multiplying, so we pop our 2 in the answer place. Here's the next one. 60 times 4. Starting with the ones, 4 zeros are 0. 4 6s are 24, so we have an exchange, and there's no more to multiply. The answer is 240. Think back to the question. How many people from this school are going on a trip? We've got to add those 2 together, and we can see that 464 is the total number of people going on a trip today. Here's another question. I'd like you to give it a go. On a school trip, 117 children are going ice skating and 136 children are going bowling. What is the difference between the total cost of the bowling trip and the ice skating trip? Pause the video and have a think. Did you apply RICE? Did you read and record the problem? Find the important pieces of information in the puzzle. 117 are going ice skating, 136 and they're going bowling. And look at that word there, difference. That's a really important word because that'll tell us one of our calculations. We know the difference is going to be a subtraction. Let's illustrate the problem. This time, instead of a bar model, I'm just going to use pictures. There's 117 children and they're going ice skating, and that's going to cost £9 each. 136 are going bowling and that's going to cost £7 each. I'm now ready to compute. Starting with my ones, 7 9s are 63. 9 1s are 9 and then add on 6 and I've got 15. Lastly, 1 times 9 is 9 and I need to remember to add on the 100 I've exchanged, so altogether it's 1053. Let's do the same, but this time for the children that are going bowling. 136 multiplied by 7. Now we have the 2 totals. We were asked to find the difference in the total cost of the ice skating trip and the bowling trip. Difference, we know, means subtract. So we found out that the difference between the total cost of the bowling trip and the ice skating trip is £101. Here's another problem to work through, so let's read the problem. A theatre has 385 tickets available for a play. Tickets cost £6 each. A school want to send 7 coaches with 48 people on each coach. How many tickets will be available after the school has bought all the tickets they need? There's a lot of information there. And there's some information that we actually might not need. Let's read and record the problem again. To answer the question, these are the important pieces of information given. We actually don't care how much the tickets cost. It doesn't matter to what we've been asked to solve. That's why it's really important to read and record the problem. Sometimes we're given information we don't need. Let's illustrate the problem. Well, here's a bar model. We know that 7 coaches with 48 people are going to go to the theatre. We can now compute that calculation and find out how many children will actually go to the theatre from the school. 48 multiplied by 7. 336 people will go to the theatre from that school. But we're not finished. Look at the important information that we recorded. We were asked how many tickets will be available after the school has bought all the tickets. We need to subtract that number from the total. Let's answer a different question using the same information. A theatre, it still has 385 tickets available for a play. We know that the tickets cost £6 each, and we know that the school want to send 7 coaches with 48 people on each coach. This time we're being asked, what is the total cost of sending everyone to see the play? Greg tells us, I think I may be able to use a calculation that I've already computed. Let's think about that. What do we know already? Well, we already know that 336 people are going to the theatre from the school. All we have to work out is the cost of sending them. What calculation is needed to work that out? 336, and we're going to multiply it by 6. 6 times 6 is 36. You can see that we exchanged the ones for tens. Now 6 times 3 is 18, adding on the 3 is 21. 6 times 3 is 18, adding on the 200s that we've got is 20. Altogether, it's going to cost £2,016. I'm sure you've noticed at this stage that a lot of problems take a number of calculations to get to the end result. So always go back and explain what you've done. Check that your calculations and method answer the question. Greg wants to leave you with this. Rice will help keep you right. Watch out for multi-step puzzles. Most problems take more than one calculation. Now it's time for you to use Rice on your independent activity. Good luck.